Hey there, BookTube. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to A Closer Book. This is the series where I talk about 3 of my recent reads. Today we are up to books 82 to 84. First up is The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. Junior is a 14-year-old Native American Indian boy living on a reservation when he transfers to a predominantly white school and feels like an unwelcome outsider in both his new school and his home communities. The novel tries to explore teenage angst, feelings of isolation, and the desire for acceptance in peer groups, as well as cultural differences and relationships. These are all things that you expect in a coming-of-age novel like this one, except the main character is just a kid, and the adult situations and adult language that is used in this book, to me, normalizes negative attitudes in a way it shouldn't in a book targeted at teens or young adults. And the casual way in which the author talks about death, accidental death, homicidal death, suicidal death, just shows a scant regard for human life and even less regard for the fragility of impressionable teenage readers. Eating disorders, bullying, violence, and teenage sexual deviancy has never been funny, and adding cartoon pictures didn't lighten the mood for me. If anything, the illustrations just upped the level of inappropriateness because here was another opportunity to make light of serious situations. I lost count of the number of offensive and racist statements in this book, and no matter the intent, making a joke about Indians being the result of blacks mating with animals, to me, isn't funny. I'm not in favor of banning books, but I wouldn't recommend this book for teens or young adult readers. There has to be another way to teach cultural sensitivity in schools, other than including this book or any other book like it on this kind of recommended reading list. So for me, this was way thumbs down, and I think I gave this 1 star because I had to on Goodreads, but it got no props for me. Book number 83 is Born to Run by Christopher McDougall, and it's part memoir, part advice, and all running adventure. The author is fascinated by the makings of distance runners, and he travels across the world investigating the cultures that produce some of these superhumans. But the book also focuses kind of specifically on the Tarahumara people, a tribe that lives in the mountains of Mexico and whose lifestyle seemed to run counter to popular belief, no pun intended. There, runners smoke and drink insane amounts of beer before they wake up, strap thonged sandals to their feet, and then run ultra distances, all seemingly without much effort. McDougall is fascinated by them. The book will be an intriguing read if you're a runner, if you've thought about running a marathon or longer, if you have someone in your life who's a runner, you want to understand what makes them do the things they do, or if you're just interested in general in people who seem to be able to push the limits of human abilities. And if you like this one, you'll probably also like Scott Jurick's book Eat and Run, which bears a striking similarity, except that Jurick's book also has recipes from his plant-based journey. Both books also refer to each other, so it's kind of hard to talk about one without mentioning the other. I'm a runner, so I love both books, and I recommend them highly if you're also interested. And book 84 is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, which was just a fun read. This one is about a high school teenage girl named Anna who's from Georgia, but her father wants to send her to a school for American expats in France. Anna doesn't want to go because she has a kind of boyfriend, but when she moves to Paris for a year, she immediately falls in like with another boy and a cute romance develops. Like most teenage romance novels, there's a love triangle or several. But what makes this one particularly delightful is the Paris backdrop and the fact that the male lead character, Etienne, is just perfect enough, but also just flawed enough. And that although ultimately Anna triumphs in the end, she does seem to have a couple of other interests other than just being boy crazy. And there is some cute French references to merit the Parisian landscape used on the book cover. Overall, I gave this one 3 stars, but it's unlikely that I'll continue with the other books in the series. And that's it. That's a closer look at these 3 recent reads. Leave me a comment down below if you've read any of these and want to chat about them, and we'll talk down there. And until tomorrow when I'll be back for day 6 of Vlogmas. Until then, happy reading. Bye!